Welcome back to the YouTube channel and to this video about the Weeylite Ninja 300 Portable Mini Cob Light. It's a beast. I've been using the Godox SL60W as my main key light for the past year and a half or so. It was my first dedicated video light and I loved it, so I actually bought another one. But when Weeylite messaged me and said they've got a product that'll give the Godox a run for its money, at a price point of just over £100, and it's also portable and it runs off batteries, I couldn't say no. So let's talk about some of the features that make this light really good value for money. It's a single LED cob light which produces a very nice daylight temperature. It's completely portable because you can attach two NPF style batteries to the side of it. And by far my favorite feature about this light is the app. And I do not say this lightly. I usually hate apps for lights like this. And when it's completely bare, look how small it is. I mean, it's tiny. This is about a third, I'd say a third of the size of the SL60W, and it produces the same amount of light. Madness. It's not all sunshine and roses though. We'll be talking about some of the things I'm not so keen on later on in the review, but let's start by rigging it up with some of the accessories that you get with it. So this is just the bare bones light. That is the placement where you attach the mounting point. As you can see on the front, one large LED and your mounting point for any softboxes you might use, but it's not a Bowens mount, unfortunately. On the left-hand side, you have your mounting point for your NPF battery plate. On the back, you've got your DC input, your Type-C connector, your mode button, an on-off switch, a dimmer, and obviously your screen. On the top and the bottom of the light, you just have this grid pattern for ventilation. And now I'm just gonna put on the mounting bracket, which allows you to put this light onto your light stand. Don't mind Mickey. So this is what the light looks like with the mounting bracket attached. This is the handle that comes with this light and it's really well made. You've got a spigot on the top, you've got two tripod threads. It makes holding this light an absolute pleasure. I'm just gonna connect this now, do up the thumb screw, make sure it's nice and tight, and now we have a completely portable solution. Also included, we get this lampshade. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's nice that it is included. And if we take that lampshade off, then we can put on the Bowens mount adapter. This adapter is a bit cheap feeling, and I will talk about it a little bit more later on, but I guess it does the job. This is the NPF style battery plate. It does have thumb screws on it, but I prefer to do them up with a screwdriver just to make sure they're nice and tight. And then connecting these two NPF batteries, which are hot swappable. So you can just take one out, carry on using it, swap it with a new one. And then you get the DC adapter lead. And you now have the world's brightest torch. So I touched on the Weeylite app earlier, but I want to take a deeper look into it with you now. Okay, so my favorite thing about this app is just how easy it is to connect. So I'm going to launch the app now, and believe it or not, it's already connected. As long as the channel name on the top and the channel name on the back of the light match, in this case it's channel 19, when I press that power button, it just turns on. It's as simple as that. There's no messing around in the settings trying to connect the light to the phone. It just works. There have been so many cases since I've been reviewing products where the apps just won't connect. So it's a real breath of fresh air when you get to an app that just works so quickly. Within the app itself, you can see that I can control the power. And it's pretty instantaneous. There is a little bit of lag, but really not too bad at all. There is a CCT button if we want to change our color temperature, but because this is the Ninja 300 and not the Ninja 200, this is daylight only, so that isn't going to affect anything. Below that, we have different white balance settings again, which control the color temperature, something we're not able to do with this light. It looks like this is just a generic app which is used across the board for a lot of different lights, but that isn't a problem as long as you know what you're getting. If we move over to the scene button, you can see that we have lots of different effects. We can also adjust the power for each of those different effects. So we have a flash, we have fireworks, we have burst, we have blink, we have flame, one of my favorites. I like flame, it looks really good. Filming. TV, so it's like to replicate an old TV. Weld. We have curve 1. Curve 2. So this is just getting brighter in increments. Curve 3. And curve 4, which I'm assuming is going to get lighter and darker. Again in increments. CTC, which doesn't seem to do anything. Alarm. Movie. Rainbow. I don't know how it's going to do rainbow when it's a single color. Bar. Birthday. Fairy tale. Grassland. Surf. And Aurora. As you can see, it's quite a versatile app. The reason I love it so much is it's just so simple to use and it just works. I can't emphasize that enough. It works better than any other app like this that I've ever tried. So there's some of the good things about this light, but let's now move on to the things I'm not so keen on. The mount. Yes, it comes with this little adapter, which does click into place fairly easily now, although the first time I got it out of the box, it did take me a couple of minutes to figure out how it attached. I wish it just had a Bowens mount as standard. All of my soft boxes, all of my fixtures have got Bowens mount, so the extra step of having to put an adapter onto it isn't the best. Also, I need a prop, 1 second. Also, when you do attach a Bowens softbox to that adapter, it's a bit tricky. It doesn't feel particularly well made. And then when you're trying to release it again, it's just a bit annoying. Why couldn't it have had a Bowens mount on it? I would assume it's because Weeylite are making their own softboxes and they want you to buy theirs. Also, when the fan's on, it is quite loud. I've got my SL60W mounted just there out of shot, right next to my microphone, which is here. When I was using this as a rim light and I had it mounted right up in the rafters of the office, you can still hear this being picked up by this microphone. I don't know whether that's the microphone's fault or whether this thing is just exceptionally loud. So this light is very feature rich. There's a lot packed in here, but probably what you want to see next is it being used as a key light. So I'm gonna swap from my SL60W to the Weeylite Ninja 300 now. So this is now the SL60W. You can get an idea of how much bigger it is. So this is now the Weeylite, which is lighting me through a cheap Godox softbox, and I think it actually looks quite nice. It does seem slightly cooler than the SL60W. That might be my imagination, but it just doesn't look as warm as it did before. And we're at 21% at the minute. And because the app is so wonderful, I can crank that all the way up to 100%. That's extremely bright. Or we can dial it all the way back down to 1%. But 21% seems to be about the sweet spot, which looks similar in power to what I was using with the SL60W. Not bad at all. Be curious to know whether you can hear the fan in that. Usually this light is £170, but it's actually on eBay at the moment, brand new for £100, and that seems like an absolute bargain. One more thing I have to mention if you're thinking about buying this light. You see where it says in and out? Might be a little bit small, but you might just be able to make it out. There's a switch which says in and out. So this plate can actually charge the NPF batteries that you've got mounted on it via the USB-C on the bottom, but that little switch has to be set to in. And if you want the NPF batteries to power the light, that little switch has to be switched to out. When I first mounted the plate onto the light, it was set to in and I couldn't get it to work, and I didn't actually notice the switch when I was mounting it. That might just save you a couple of minutes when you're setting it up. So there are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you're thinking about picking one of these up or you've already bought one, please let me know in the comments section what you think about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again really soon.